Hey everyone, my name is Emily McCarthy and I'm here today with local zookeeper and wildlife enthusiast James Fong as he welcomes us into the penguin exhibit at Featherdale Wildlife Park to introduce us to a small colony of fairy penguins, to explain to us the consequences of climate change to the populations and global distribution.
No, certainly not. Since the 1960s, there's been roughly a 70% decline in the emperor penguin. This is due mainly to varying temperatures in seawaters, especially with the channels. Also, reduction in prey species. Whereas these little guys here, the little penguin, their population has stayed relatively similar to the same as it was in the 1960s. Well, the truth be told, we don't actually know if it has affected them yet or not, or it's going to. So, little penguins, where they live on the beaches, if the predictions are right, the sea levels are due to come up by at least 3 feet by 2100. So, even little penguins won't be able to survive if that happens. Okay, so one of the first problems will probably be the invasion of the waters rising, which will reduce actual breeding habitat. The second other factor that could come into play is the temperature change. So this could make it incredibly hard for colonies in the northern parts of the region to actually breed. Most definitely. So it all starts with the little critters, so the guys that the penguins feed on, crustaceans, fish, and even smaller microorganisms than that will be affected. Because the little penguin feeds on fish and crustaceans, obviously it's going to affect them. They might not be able to get enough food to feed their chicks, and it will probably even, cause higher mortality rates in adults who have to travel further and further, higher stress levels to try and catch their food. Well, I definitely don't know what's going to happen in the future, but what I can say is that humans have got a big impact on this planet. I think that if we all try to make a small difference, then hopefully, if the effects of global warming are due to us, then we can help reduce the catastrophic effects that it might have on some of our species here on Earth.
Polar bears are the most commonly discussed animals in the polar region of the world. Their only habitat is found laying on the ice sheets. What will they do without these ice sheets? Climate change threats include starvation or malnutrition. Increasing high temperatures have produced sea ice before early in the year, producing the bears to move to shore before they built adequate fat reserves to survive. Reduction in available prey species also means an increase in distance required to swim by the bears, possibly pushing them to swim for days, and this may result in drowning. But are these factors a result of human behaviour of climate change, or is it as simple as natural selection on the environment where a population is forced to change? Anne-Marie makes a few good points within her blog. Between the 1950s and the 1960s, there were no records of polar bear populations. The numbers are also widely affected by pollution, hunting, oil spills and human introductions like snow machines. Not all populations are dramatically affected. This may be evidence of evolution where one subspecies survives better than the other.